Welcome to the spoken tutorial on polymorphism in Java. In this tutorial, we will learn about polymorphism in Java, runtime polymorphism, virtual method invocation, and compile time polymorphism. Here we are using Ubuntu Linux version 12.04, JDK version 1.7, and Eclipse version 4.3.1. To follow this tutorial, you must have basic knowledge of Java and Eclipse IDE. You must have knowledge of subclassing and method overriding and overloading. If not, for relevant Java tutorials, please visit our website. Polymorphism is an ability of an object to take on many forms. The major advantages of polymorphism are reduction of complexity and code reusability. In Java, there are two types of polymorphism: compile time and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is essentially referred as method overloading. It is also called static binding. Runtime polymorphism is essentially referred as method overriding. It is also called dynamic binding. We have already learnt runtime polymorphism, that is method overriding. Let us switch to Eclipse IDE. I have already created a project named My Project in the previous tutorial. Let us take the code files of using final keyword tutorial. Employee class is the parent class. Manager class is the subclass. Manager class contains an additional variable, department. Manager class method getDetails overrides the employee class method getDetails. We are calling the getDetails method by manager class object, that is manager. In order to print the details, type system.out.println details of manager class. Save and run the program. So we can see department variable value in the output. Therefore, subclass method is invoked at runtime. Method invocation is determined by the JVM, not compiler. Therefore, it is known as runtime polymorphism or method overriding. We learned what is runtime polymorphism. Now, let us learn virtual method invocation. Come to employee class in Eclipse IDE. Remove the static and final keywords for variable name. Uncomment the method setName. Remove the static block. Save the file. Come to test employee class. Uncomment the value instance manager.setName Nikita Dinesh. We uncommented this instance as we have uncommented the method setName in employee class. Now let's instantiate employee object emp1 for employee class reference. Type employee emp1 is equal to new employee open and close parenthesis semicolon. Let's initialize the value for setEmail and setName for employee class. Type emp1 dot setName Jayesh, emp1 dot setEmail pqr@gmail.com. In order to print the employee details, type system.out.println details of employee class emp1.getDetails semicolon. Let us instantiate manager object emp2 for employee class reference, that is type employee emp2 is equal to new manager open and close parenthesis semicolon. We are able to do this because any Java object that pass more than one is a test is polymorphic. In Java, all objects are polymorphic since any object will pass the either test for their own type and for the class object. A manager is an employee, a manager is a manager, and a manager is an object. Only possible way to access an object is through a reference variable. Reference variables like emp1, emp2, and manager. Here we instantiated two manager objects, one which references employee class and other which references manager class. Let's initialize the values for set email, set name, and set department using emp2 object. Type emp2 dot set name Ankita, emp2 dot set email xyz@gmail.com, emp2 dot set department IT. We see that there is an error. The method set department is undefined for the type employee. This is because set department method does not exist for employee class. So, remove the line emp2.setDepartmentIT. In order to print the details, type system.out.println details of manager class emp2.getDetails semicolon. Save and run the program. Here in the output, we get the manager of as blank. This is because we have not initialized department in manager class using emp2. For demo purpose, let the default department be IT. So, go to manager class and initialize the value for department. Save and run the program. We get the output employee object referring employee class, manager object referring employee class, and manager object referring manager class. Here we see that the getDetails method of manager class is called by emp2. But when emp2 tried calling setDepartment, we got an error. The reason for that is as follows. The compiler sees the getDetails method in the employee class during emp2.getDetails. So, it does not throw an error and validates the code. At runtime, however, the JVM invokes getDetails in the manager class as getDetails of manager class overrides getDetails of employee class. So we get the output as per getDetails of manager class. But the compiler does not see the setDepartment method in the employee class. Therefore, it raises an error in case of setDepartment call by emp2. Here, employee method getDetails is invoked for employee class. The compiler references employee class for getDetails during emp1.getDetails. At runtime, the JVM invokes getDetails in the employee class. So we get the output as per getDetails of employee class. Thus, the JVM calls the appropriate method for the object that is referred to in each variable. This behavior is referred to as virtual method invocation. The methods are referred to as virtual methods. All methods in Java behave in this manner. We successfully learnt what is virtual method invocation. We have already learnt compile time polymorphism, that is method overloading. Let us quickly know compile time polymorphism in brief. In compile time polymorphism, class can have more than one method. The methods have same name but with different number of arguments. compiler is able to figure out the method call at compile time. That's the reason it is known as compile time polymorphism. So, let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt what is polymorphism in Java, runtime polymorphism, virtual method invocation, and compile time polymorphism. As an assignment, override methods for vehicle and bike class, which we used in previous tutorials. The video available at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please watch it. The Spoken Tutorial Project team conducts workshops and gives certificates to those who pass an online test. For more details, please write to us. Spoken Tutorial Project is supported by NMEICT, MHRD, Government of India. More information on this mission is available at this link. That's it for this tutorial. This is Sruptikini from IIT Bombay, signing off. Thank you very much for watching.